WCBI News at 10 starts now.
You may only meet one or two people that every single person that meets that person likes them, and that was Dylan. Every person that's ever met Dylan loves Dylan.
Remembering a hero, Monroe County Deputy Dylan Pickle. Hundreds of family, friends, strangers, and other brothers and sisters in uniform paying their respects to a young man who lost his life in the line of duty. Thank you for joining us at 10. Deputy Dylan Pickle was killed this past Saturday night while manning a safety checkpoint in Hamilton. He was laid to rest in his hometown today. I'm joined with our Quentin Smith. Quentin, you were there at that service at his hometown in Amory. A somber day in Monroe County for sure.
It was, Scott. It was very emotional. Pickle meant so much to so many people. And the two words that came up the most today were hero and service. The 24-year-old gave his all serving his country and his community. And those close to him say his heroic service will never be forgotten. Draped in an American flag, being assisted by his fellow officers, the body of Monroe County Sheriff's Deputy Dylan Pickle is gently placed into a hearse heading to his final resting place. Hundreds lined Main Street to say one last goodbye.
He really deserved this. He was a genuine person. He would go out of his way for anybody, and to see the turnout and everybody showing him respect, he honestly deserved it.
Pamela Tate was one of the many people to come out and pay their respects. For her, the loss is personal.
Dylan was a co-worker of mine, and I was very close to Dylan, and it's just a tragedy.
The two worked together at the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. She described Pickle as a fun person to work with and someone she could always depend on.
Dylan was always the life of the party. He would always make you smile. I could always count on Dylan to give me a lunch break. He was always there whenever you needed him.
And it's those precious memories that she and so many others are now cherishing.
In his young life, he had given much.
Linda Bobbitt says she didn't know Pickle personally, but she was compelled to pay reverence after hearing about his service to his community and country.
Because I'm a mother and a grandmother, and my father was in the military, and I have a nephew who is with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, and just a lot of affiliation.
All throughout town, people were honoring the 24-year-old. From flags flying at half-staff to written, colorful messages, the community wanted to give one last thank you as he now takes his rest.
He is definitely a hero. It really means a lot to see everybody come together and support their brother in blue.
Pickle joined the Monroe County Sheriff's Department back in 2016, and he was also a member of the Mississippi National Guard. The Monroe County man was laid to rest at Halton Memorial Park in Amory. Scott?
All right, Quentin, thanks so much. Our hearts go out to the family and friends for sure. Well, friends are sharing their memories of Deputy Dylan Pickle. A deputy with the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office served overseas with Pickle. Drew Jones was in the same National Guard unit with Dylan Pickle. They were assigned to a 20-man diplomatic security team in Syria. Jones, who is now with the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department, remembers Dylan as a tireless soldier and a hard worker who also had an ability to make people laugh. Other friends say that Pickle was always willing to go above and beyond.
Even while he was still working the court and doing transport, when they didn't have any of those duties to do, he would come out and help with patrol. But even on our night shifts, he wasn't paid or anything. He would call us, "Hey, can I come out with you and work with you tonight?"
Law enforcement was his calling. Dylan's friends say they're overwhelmed at the show of support from the entire community.
We've got a warm summer evening ongoing across our region. Our time lapses from earlier this evening shows a great sunset. Wow, it was fantastic out there. Still very warm, very humid across North Mississippi and West Alabama. Upper 70s, low 80s. That wind slacking off a little bit, just enough to stir things up here on a very warm night. Still 83 in Columbus and Tupelo. Quiet now. There are some storms back to our west in Oklahoma and Arkansas. I think those will weaken as they approach, but we can't rule out a few isolated showers and storms in here later on tonight. So just have the umbrella on standby first thing in the morning. But as we get into tomorrow, late morning through the afternoon and evening, more storms rumbling around here, some of which could be locally heavy. Gusty wind, heavy downpours. We're back up to around 90. I'm back with your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Local COVID-19 cases skyrocket as state case numbers soar above 57,000. Here are the new numbers from the Mississippi State Department of Health. 1,775 new cases. That's what's being reported today, along with 48 deaths. 1,245 people are in hospitals across the state with confirmed or suspected COVID-19. 296 of those patients are in ICU, that number going up. Locally, Lowndes County has had the most new cases with 89 reported today. Tishomingo is reporting 47 new cases, while Lee has 46 and Lafayette has 34. New tonight, we've heard it before and heard it again today from the state epidemiologist. We've got to assume that everyone we come in contact with has COVID-19, and the likelihood of that is growing with the record case numbers and what data points to as Mississippi having the highest test positivity rate in the country. Courtney Ann Jackson explains.
Mississippi's 7-day moving average for test positivity is 21.7. That's according to data from the COVID tracking project in Johns Hopkins University. Alabama and Arizona are the only other states with positivity rates above 20%. To put it more simply, that's a little less than 1 in 5 Mississippians who are learning they've got the virus once tested.
That causes me to become more concerned about protecting myself and making sure that I do whatever is given to us as directives.
Johns Hopkins indicates that if the positivity rate is high, that may mean the state is only testing the sickest patients and not casting a wide enough net to know how much COVID is spreading in communities. Governor Reeves says it's certainly one factor, but not the only one he thinks should be taken into consideration.
It is not clear to me, based upon the data that we are reviewing that was from the White House Coronavirus Task Force. And so what they said our test positivity rate was last week was about 15.4%.
But the report he's referencing is only looking at data from July 18th to the 24th, which may account for some of those differences. Even still,
our test positivity rate is way too high, whether it's 16% or 26%. We had it down to between 6 and 7% with a low number of tests back in late May. And we want it below 5%.
Still, the high case and death numbers, along with the positivity rate, has folks stepping back and reevaluating what they're doing.
So the only time I basically come out is when I have to do basic, essential things like shopping for, like for the store or taking care of a little business.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
With the addition of 8 more hotspot counties, that makes 37 counties statewide who are now under a mask mandate, including Lowndes County. As we've reported previously, it's more than half of the state's population now required to wear them. Your stay in a hotel might be different during your next vacation. Several hotels are implementing new cleaning measures to keep their guests and employees safe from COVID-19. Our Stephanie Poole shows us what they're doing.
Hotels are known for making guests feel right at home. To make sure that doesn't change, hotels are adding safety guidelines to keep everything sparkly clean from COVID-19.
We're doing, we feel, everything that we can to make sure the environment is free of virus.
David Molander is the owner of Hotel Chester in downtown Starkville. He says there's a new way to disinfect rooms.
We clean it the day after it checks out. Then we wait 24 hours after it's cleaned and sanitized, and on arrival day, we sanitize the room a second time.
Staff members must wear masks and gloves before going into a room.
If it's a 2-day stay, they will not get room service the second day. If it's a 3-day stay, most people don't want to have room service for the whole duration of the stay.
Hyatt Place in Columbus is following a similar protocol.
Housekeepers, mainly, they have to wash their hands every time they go into a room. We have them wear masks, wear gloves. None of the guests are allowed into the room with them.
Manager Emmanuel Johnson says it's vital they follow the routine to a T.
The dirty towels that the guests have, we distribute bags to them, and so they put them in the bags, and then the housekeeper will either get them in the morning time when they come in and clean the rooms, or if some are left here in the afternoon, we'll come and get them in the afternoon. But also we distribute our towels, our fresh towels, in bags as well to guests, so there's no contact involved.
To keep the low risk, there's even a limit of 1 person for the gym and 8 people in the pool.
If you got somebody who doesn't care, making room to good work of everybody else, and we try to give our customers the space. We give them all the information we think they need to navigate the building, the area, etc. And then we try not to interact with them unless they need us.
Reporting in Oktibbeha County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
These hotels will continue to follow these protocols until further notice. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, the rain held off a little bit.
Sure did.
Most areas today.
We kind of lucked out today. We may change that up a little bit tomorrow, Scott. Scattered storms back in the forecast. Cedar Bluff, West Point here, Clay County, low 90s here before those storms erupt. We'll have that forecast for tomorrow and the weekend. Thanks.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Lots of daylight during the summer months, but you may have noticed we are losing time here. Since the summer solstice, we've lost 33 minutes, only 13 hours and 49 minutes today, and we will keep losing several minutes of daylight each and every day going into fall and winter. Let's forget about that. And still concentrate on our weekend. Saturday, 86 degrees, a chance for some rain and storms around here. Drier on Sunday, 88 degrees, probably the better day of the weekend. Right now, no rain on our live radar here at 10:14, but we are watching some storms, big-time boomers here in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Just looking at some reports, there's a spot in Oklahoma near Sulphur that got up to about 81 miles per hour as far as some wind gusts. But it looks like that will be weakening as it approaches, but we can't rule out a few isolated showers and storms later on tonight or tomorrow morning. Now, this is not a typo. Puppy Frog, that's what I got for a name here. This pup enjoying the sand down in Biloxi. We may see a few storms tomorrow morning with our first alert forecast, but by noon and into the afternoon and evening, upper 80s, low 90s, and we'll have a chance for some of those storms around. And some of those could pack a punch. Gusty wind and some heavy downpours. We had a lot of rain around Columbus yesterday evening, causing some localized flooding, and these storms love to produce lots of rain, if nothing else, and some lightning. So we'll be watching out for that. We're looking at the storms here to our west now. Some of that could slip on into North Mississippi for tomorrow morning, but I think most of what's going to happen tomorrow probably from late morning right here into the afternoon and evening hours, and some of those will be locally strong, it would appear. We will still have a frontal boundary that we have to contend with on Saturday right here, and that in the region will give us a chance for some clouds, some showers, some storms here Saturday. So a little bit cooler here, mid-80s, and then we'll dry things out as we get into Sunday. Tropical storm, oh boy, Isaias, I did it again. I was great at 5 and 9, not so much at 6 or 10. But it's beginning to get away from Hispaniola, beginning to intensify perhaps a little bit later on tonight. Still sustained at 60, moving back to the northwest. This will be a close call for the folks in southeast Florida. It looks like it may become a hurricane as it approaches the Florida Peninsula and then skirts right along the eastern seaboard, maybe getting into the Carolinas too. So something to watch out for sure. Wind, rain, all that nasty stuff with the tropical system, but we are so far away we don't have to worry about that here. Tomorrow, 90 degrees or so Friday. Saturday, 86 degrees. Elevated rain chances for the next 2 days here. And then we'll dry things out a little bit Sunday. Next week, upper 80s, low 90s with some spotty storms still in the forecast. Scott.
Keith, we're going to let it slide. I can't say that word either. It's all right. All right. A man born into law enforcement family is named Trooper of the Year. Trooper First Class Stephen Jones. He was honored today during the Columbus Exchange Club meeting. Jones has served in the Mississippi National Guard, been a volunteer firefighter, and worked for the Starkville Police Department. He became a state trooper in 2015 after graduating as a member of Cadet Class 61. Jones is assigned to Lowndes County. The highway patrolman says the award is humbling.
Being that I've been recognized by the community that I'm serving, it really means a lot to receive that love and that appreciation back, to let me know that what I am doing is for the greater good and that I am out there helping.
The Exchange Club hosts the event every year. Jones's father, Rick, has been in law enforcement for more than 38 years, and his two brothers are also police officers. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. School, it might look a little differently this year, but packing your kids' lunch, it might be the same. In tonight's Health Talk, we learn what you need to know about making those school lunches.
I'm Jessica Weller, the Morrison Director of Food Nutrition Services at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. Tonight, I want to talk to you about how to safely pack a lunch for your child. Bacteria that cause foodborne illness, commonly known as food poisoning, grow rapidly at temperatures between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. In just 2 hours, these microorganisms can multiply to dangerous levels, which can cause foodborne illness. Follow these tips to make sure the lunches and snacks you pack for your child are safe. Wash your hands with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before and after handling food. Thoroughly rinse fruits and vegetables under running water. Blot dry with a paper towel before packing them. Select an insulated box or bag with enough room inside for 2 cold sources to keep the food inside safe. Make sure it's easy to clean inside and out. If the lunch or snack contains perishable food items like deli meats, eggs, cheese, or yogurt, pack it with at least 2 cold sources. A frozen juice box or bottle of water can be used along with a frozen ice or gel pack. If packing a hot lunch like soup, use an insulated container with a tight-fitting lid, such as a thermos. Before filling the food, fill the thermos with boiling water and let stand for a few minutes. Then empty and fill with hot food. If you pack lunch the night before, leave it in the refrigerator overnight with the lid or bag open to ensure it is properly cooled. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
SEC football is officially happening in 2020. Find out the changes that are being made next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
With the college football season on the horizon, finally some good news. The SEC has finalized a plan to have a season this fall. The SEC announcing that football season will now have a 10-game conference-only schedule beginning September 26th. The SEC title game will also be pushed back 2 weeks to December 19th and is set to be held at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Updated schedules are set to be released at a later time. No word just yet on how this will affect the 2020 Egg Bowl. Also no word on if fans will be allowed to attend games this season. Academy Week keeps rolling along. Our next stop on the high school football tour checks in with the Winona Christian Stars. Head coach Junior Graham is reloading his team after losing some key players to graduation. However, the Stars are just looking forward to the normalcy football brings. Winona Christian is stop number 39 on the high school football tour.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
Winona Christian reloads its team in preparation for the upcoming season. After losing a lot of talent to graduation, head coach Junior Graham welcomes in another big senior class to help move the Stars in the right direction.
We just want to keep getting better. We expect our kids to come in every year to compete at a high level. It's our responsibility as coaches to put them in a sound scheme, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. And you know, if the kids are ready to meet the challenge, you know, we just want to be in every ball game. And if you're in every ball game, you got a chance to have victories.
The Stars return after a 9-3 overall record and a second-round playoff appearance. With all the current uncertainty surrounding high school football, the Stars are focusing on putting in hard work to better themselves every day.
They were hungry to get back in the weight room. They were hungry to get on the practice field Monday, and they understand it's difficult times. But they also they love football. They love being a teammate.
With restrictions on scrimmages, the Stars have had to utilize each other on the practice field more than ever before.
They just had to compete against ourselves. You know, when you don't have any 7-on-7 camps or any lineman camps to attend, it puts all the weight on us to make sure we keep that competitive edge. And so we competed as much as we could throughout the course of June.
Even after losing a good chunk of his team, Graham says the Stars are well balanced on both sides of the ball.
You know, we expect quality play out of all of our players.
The Stars kick off the season against Tunica at home on August 21st. With Winona Christian on the high school football tour, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Winona Christian High School is brought to you by Bank of Kilmichael.
continue on the high school football tour after we are now officially in the 40s. Stop number 40 on Friday kicks off with Columbus Christian. We check in with the Rams to kick off the 40s, and then moving on, stop number 41 on Saturday for your weekend checks in with Victory Christian. Stop number 42 on Sunday to close out the weekend checks in with East Webster, officially done with Academy week after Saturday. Then we move into Eupora for stop number 43 on Monday. Then we get into the Pontotocs later in the middle of the week. Stop number 44 checks in with North Pontotoc. Stop number 45 checks in with Pontotoc on Wednesday, and stop number 46 heads south to check in with South Pontotoc on Thursday. And then we check in with stop number 47 with Moorville coming up next Friday, and next Saturday we'll head to Shannon for stop number 48. Of course, for any of those stops you miss along the way, you can always go visit our website at WCBI.com. That's it for sports. More for you when we come back.
A chance for some showers and storms here tomorrow on your Friday, also into Saturday too. A front moves on through. Sunday's looking pretty nice as we get into the end of the weekend. Next week, more or less the same summer pattern. And August begins Saturday. Can you believe it?
Hard to believe.
Time is flying.
It sure is. And you know what? Tomorrow's Friday and a nice day Sunday. I can dig it.
I've got a lot of yard work to do. I've got a lot of yard work, so I'm kind of dreading this weekend.
Yeah, maybe not Saturday, but get out there Sunday.
We'll do it.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.